Good morning, Lexington SC. My name's Connor Watkins. I'm the multimedia strategist here at the Greater Lexington Chamber and Visitor Center. Ugh. And today we are joined by Councilman Ron Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Before we get started with Ron, just a couple things to tell you about. Today is the day that we're doing our holiday steals and deals. So you'll see on Facebook a Facebook album that features some of our members who have submitted some steals and deals or special promotions that they're doing for the holiday season. And we'll be doing that this Wednesday, next Wednesday, and the Wednesday right before Christmas. So be sure to keep track of those, like us on Facebook so that you can see those and take advantage of any deals so that you can get a special someone in your life the gift that they truly want and save yourself some money too. And also, if you're looking for a way to show some appreciation to your child's school teacher, coach, or maybe even a Sunday school teacher, or anyone that you just want to give some encouragement to this holiday season, a chamber gift certificate is a great way to do that. And with that, you can give them a gift of maybe $25, $50, or whatever amount you'd like, and they can spend that at any of the 150 participating businesses in the program. So it's a great way to allow someone to use what you've given them and keep it local and support local businesses also in the area, which is what we're all about. Now, speaking of the holidays, this weekend is kind of full of some holiday things. If you looked at Lexington Life for December 2016, you'll see all of those. Saturday, December 10th from 9 to 3, there's a Christmas sampler at the Lexington Leisure Center, and that's at 108 Park Road in Lexington. And artisans from around the Southeast show and sell some of their handmade items. It's a free event, and canned food donation is suggested. So come enjoy yourself, find maybe some unique gifts that you can get for someone special, or just something that you can have around the house also. That same day is Wingard's Market's Santa Palooza. Now this will be fun for the kids. It's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and they have a Santa train, meet Mrs. Claus, and they have some special things in the produce market like hot apple cider and cookies. The children will have a good time, and so will the family, with photos and things like that. So be sure you stop by Wingard's Market Saturday also. And then Sunday, the Lexington County Museum is hosting their Christmas open house. So this is a great way for you to see what Christmas was like back in those times and be able to enjoy some hot cider, see some period fashion, some gingerbread, and it's also a free event as well. And I know that one's a great event for the kids, just judging by the past photos. So be sure to take your family out and enjoy some things around Lexington this weekend, and just enjoy the holiday season. All right, Ron, thanks again for joining us this morning. We are going to talk about, a lot of things, and I think the first thing is, you guys were sworn in on Monday, and this is your what term? Second term.
First full term.
First full term. Okay, great. Why don't you tell everybody just about yourself, about your family, how long you've lived in Lexington, just for people who may have not met you before.
Sure. My wife, Catherine, teaches kindergarten at Lexington Elementary School.
Mm-hmm.
Our children have all attended Lexington 1 schools. I moved here about 18 years ago. My son Christopher is a senior at River Bluff. My son Thomas is a junior at River Bluff. And we moved here. I moved here because of the location of Wood Creek neighborhood to the interstate. Mm-hmm. My parents live in Augusta, so that made it easy. I work in the boat business, so I travel a little bit, so it just makes it easy for me to commute. And then, of course, we love coming downtown and visiting the restaurants and relaxing.
Yeah. Let's see. Why did you decide to run for re-election this year?
Folks that my friends will tell you that I'm pretty much community service based. I've done Boy Scouts for almost 20 years now.
Right.
And it's I really enjoy helping folks and serving others, which is I think what we're all called to do. Mm-hmm. So to run for council for me was just an extension of doing that community service. I really like answering the phone calls, helping folks that I can help, working on some of the issues that we have to work on, and trying to improve the community which I live in, which we're going to leave to our children and our grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And election years are a big year of change,
yes.
And both in positions, but also just in just things that happen and things that change for the betterment of the community. What now? Nikki Haley is probably one of the biggest changes. You know, I know you've seen that she's taking a national position as. Do you remember her title? It's like ambassador for the UN, I believe, something along those lines. And I know it's just through under Trump's presidency. What do you think her moving and leaving the state as our governor? What do you think will happen, and kind of like what's your vision for the future of the state with her exiting her office?
Only the future I think will tell that. I wish her well, and I just hope that our new governor that will come into office will actually be able to help the town some.
Absolutely.
Find a way to finally fund some of our road projects that we need to get done, and some of our repaving that we need to get done, and help with our infrastructure funding, because I think that's really important, and we need the state to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you guys had your meeting on Monday after the swearing-in ceremony, and I believe you guys discussed maybe some updates with the vision plan, or maybe just like what's going on as of right now.
Yeah, we every council meeting that we're on air, the mayor gives an update on the vision plan and the traffic plan. And this past week we actually had final reading on an ordinance on our architectural and appearance review manual.
Okay.
Because the town has a manual that we have great citizens that volunteer on these committees, some of them with various educational backgrounds, and they really help us prepare a great document that we can hand someone when they want to develop in the town. And it makes it kind of black and white for them as to what they can and can't do.
Yeah, and for everyone who can't make an actual appearance to be a visitor in the public town council meetings, those are broadcast on Channel 2, correct?
Yes, we broadcast them on Channel 2, and we also replay those periodically.
Okay, great. And yeah, and that's just for everybody's information, just so even if you can't actually be there, you can still keep up with what's happening and what they're all talking about and discussing too.
And the planning commission meetings are public as well. We put those on Channel 2 as they're live. And you can also see them on our webpage.
Okay, yeah, and that is lexsc.com.
Lexsc.com.
Lexsc.com, great. Let's see, what other solutions are being considered for the intersection of right next to the Lexington Middle School?
I'm glad you asked. That's been kind of interesting. We knew we have to do something to fix that intersection.
Yeah.
So the council authorized investigating and hiring engineers to deal with the traffic situation there to give us the best solution. When I ran for office the very first time, I knocked on doors, and a gentleman said, "What are you going to do to fix our roads?" And I said, I'm not a traffic engineer. I can't tell you how to fix these roads.
Right.
What I will do is suggest that we hire some engineers that can go out and actually give us some feedback on what needs to be done, and then council can vote and find a solution to finance those ideas and be able to afford to pay for them and make them work. The ultimate decision, though, is not with the town. We have hired the engineers, we have done our traffic study, they are giving us solutions, and we're looking at every solution that they give us. We're not going to pigeonhole this. We're not going to take one answer. We want what's best for 20, 30 years down the road. We don't want to have to come back and redo it in 5 years. So, but after all that's said and done, we still have to get DOT's approval. So it's ultimately up to DOT.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. So speaking of just traffic and kind of the the pains and the ebbs and flows of that, how would you say our town and our county is preparing for the growth that Lexington is experiencing? Because I mentioned this in Todd's interview, but a recent study showed that we were going to have an estimated 21,000 new residents to Lexington by 2021. So, and we can already tell now that things are popping up, things are happening. Old areas are being used with the new I think it's like the town market they're calling it, or square market.
Right.
Just different things are happening that show that growth is happening, growth is coming, and I guess we need to be prepared for that. So what can you tell us about how we as a town and a county are preparing for that?
Well, the town has, by doing these traffic studies, actually in front of the middle school, discovered that if we fix the middle school intersection, then we just create another problem down at the next intersection. So we're going to be fixing both intersections now, and it was something we never considered because we're not traffic engineers.
Yeah.
We never knew how the computer simulators would work out. So now we know that, so we're fixing both those intersections. And after realizing that, council also discussed maybe we need to look at all the intersections in town and have them rated by some engineers and find out what works, what doesn't work, where do we need some improvement.
Okay.
And so we have started that process. The engineers will grade every intersection in town. Those that are failing, they'll rate them for us so we know the worst one to the best intersection in town. And we're going to start at the bottom of that list with the worst intersection, and we're going to start improving those intersections. And we're not going to let development happen, substantial development happen, if it affects an intersection that's already failing, until that intersection gets back up to passing. So that's our solution. We know that, we only have 20,000 residents, but we service 130, 150,000 people a day.
Right.
And until DOT again comes in and says, okay, we're going to fix this, we're going to have to piecemeal it and do what we can, the best we can with what we have.
And I know you guys probably saw the last interviews, but Ron's probably done the same. I gave Todd the opportunity to just kind of clear up anything that maybe he's heard either through just word of mouth or even in the media. Just take a segment and we'll call this rumor myth busters. Is there anything that you've maybe heard that you'd like to clarify just for the town council, or for anything that maybe swirling around that you just want to kind of set the record straight for?
Not really. I will say that I did have a gentleman at breakfast this morning approach me and say something about businesses building in town and the restrictions and what have you. But as I addressed a minute ago with the appearance manual, anybody that wants to build in town, as long as they meet the restrictions that the town has in place, council really can only say, you have to meet the zoning requirements, the architectural design requirements, the landscaping requirements. Those requirements were actually created or helped being created by town citizens. That's what our citizens want. And we're just there to make that happen. So you can build on your property. You just have to meet those requirements.
Good. Okay. Let's talk about Main Street. Let's talk about the future of Main Street, because everyone, probably at this point has seen or been to an event at the Ice House Amphitheater, whether it was the ribbon cutting that they had, or our beer fest, or even the Downtown Jams Festival, or the I think it was the Songs of the Season that they just had after the Christmas parade this weekend.
Right.
What is, I guess some people may have an interest in the property that's right across from the Haven, which is kind of like that blank space that normally during the wine walk they would have the band there.
Right.
Do you have any insight as to what the plans are for that, or can you just tell everybody what the deal is with that particular piece of property?
Well, that piece of property, Connor, it actually is privately owned. It's not owned by the town.
Okay.
And so that property owner has the right to decide what he wants to put there. And I believe it's been up for sale. I'm not sure if there's any plans in the works to put anything on it. Nobody from the town side we haven't been approached and said, hey, we're going to build a steakhouse there, we're going to put a new building there, or we're going to make it a park. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but it's certainly, I certainly would like to see something go there. We need a little more parking downtown. The amphitheater did help with parking tremendously. I went by there just a few minutes ago. There's nobody in the parking lot. I think we counted 4 cars. So that parking is now available. But it would be great to see a nice business, a downtown business go there.
Absolutely.
So we just need somebody that might want to go by and buy that piece of property and make that investment. Be great for the town.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a property and you're looking to put a business here, or just bring some more thrive to Lexington, just go look around Main Street. You'll see what we're talking about, and maybe that's something that interests you, and another venture that you can take on. So speaking of Main Street, there are different, whether it's Columbia or whether it's I think one example I mentioned to you before was Charleston. They do an event called Second Sunday, which is where they close down traffic to King Street, and they allow businesses to kind of take over a little bit of the sidewalk slash traffic area, and then pedestrians can like walk freely through and visit the different businesses. And it's kind of it almost feels European in a sense, because a lot of the European cities do have no vehicular traffic areas.
Right.
Do you see that as something for the future of Main Street in Lexington?
Well, I would like to see us do some things downtown. I mean, I've been to Hendersonville with the Apple Festival. I grew up in Augusta, Georgia. They have the riverfront stuff that they have all the time. One of the drawbacks for us, for the town of Lexington, is that's Federal Highway number 1, so we can't close it down with a very limited restriction we have to get permission. So hopefully we can come up with, I'd like to see us come up with something like that, and have a couple of festivals downtown, but that would be something great. That'd be something great for the chamber to take on.
Yeah. We would. I would love to do that. That's just me, because Charleston is my hometown, so that's kind of one of the things I saw, and so it's just nice to see people come and experience businesses and see the street full of people, and just have a good moment in your town.
Right. I think it benefits the community to get family activities. The concert that we did at the amphitheater, and we had the face painting for the children, and we had the balloons for the kids, and there were kids dancing down in front of the stage. Everybody was having a great time. My wife's a school teacher. I volunteer at the school just about every day. I love to see those family activities. So if the chamber wanted to do something downtown like that would be a family activity, I'd be all for it.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk about it. Ron, I don't have any other questions for you, and it looks like we don't have any comments, but let's say someone watches this video and they may have a question for you. How can they reach you?
My cell number is on town webpage, and our email address is on town webpage as well. I'm in the boat business. I work for Hall Marine, so I can't always answer my phone if I'm with a client, but as soon as I get free, I'll be glad to return your call. If I'm on the lake testing a boat, I won't even hear the phone, but I'll call you back when I'm done. So just feel free to reach out to me. I also have my town council Facebook page, Ron Williams for Town Council, and our town email address is rwilliams@lexsc.com.
Okay, great. Yeah, and if you do want to just use Facebook as your avenue, his Facebook page is actually tagged in this caption below the video, so feel free to just click that, get right to it, and that way you'll be able to find some of his contact information and reach out to him. Other than that, be sure to go back to the beginning of this video if you missed any of the announcements about the upcoming events that are happening around town for the holiday season. And be sure to grab a chamber gift certificate if you want to show some encouragement to someone special in your life, whether it's a son or daughter's teacher, coach, Sunday school teacher, whatever have you, or someone that you just want to say thank you to. A chamber gift certificate is a great way to do that. All right, Ron, thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
And you guys have a great rest of your day.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.